found guilty in a court of law. Oh, well.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show. Here Thursday, January 12th, 2022.
I was tracking time.
Yeah, we're having a little conversation. I look up, it was time to go.
Yeah, we're gonna get fired. I was gonna get fired up.
Yesterday I went 4. What was it 1? 2, 4 and 2 on my picks yesterday.
I went 6 and 3.
So,
2 and 1 in NBA, 2 and 1 in NHL, and 2 and 1 in college basketball.
So we had a decent day yesterday. No shit. Wrong button. Trying to get to a certain spot and I hit the wrong button. But no, got a decent slate of games today. Got some NBA, some college basketball.
Some NHL.
NHL. No NFL again today. Just a couple days away from the NFL playoffs. I'm ready for the playoffs Saturday. I think there's going to be some pretty good matchups this week.
Yeah, there's going to be some good games on all 3 days, I think.
I still wish they'd have done 3 games on Saturday instead of doing the Monday night game. Standalone game.
Well, that standalone game on Monday night is going to draw a lot of people.
Especially with it being the Cowboys, even though I'm not a Cowboys
It'll probably be the highest rated one for Monday night this year, probably.
Yeah. Especially with it being the Cowboys. Yeah, the Cowboys, they draw, even though I'm not a big.
And Tom Brady, too.
So. And Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady. Even if they lose this game, I think Tom Brady plays again next year. I still think he's going to end up at the Raiders with Josh McDaniels.
I don't disagree with you, but everybody thinks, well, he goes there, man, the Raiders are going to be tough. I'm not sold as I'm sold on McDaniels, offensive coordinator. I'm not sold on McDaniels as a head coach. I don't think he can handle the team and lead the team. That's just my opinion.
He hasn't proven that he can, and he's been in 2 different places.
So. And they had a lot of talent this year. And what did they do?
It's all Derek Carr's fault.
And, we've been talking about
that's what people want to say.
Everybody's talking about where Carr may go or where this quarterback goes. If Brady leaves, Tampa Bay's going to be looking for a quarterback.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be weird, or not weird. It's going to be interesting to see where these different quarterbacks end up as we get into the season. I just saw something I need to fix.
Yeah, but it's going to be pretty interesting. Hopefully, our Colts do something and can turn the team around. Can't be a whole lot worse than it was this year.
Some of these names we're interviewing are kind of strange to me. That's why I have a gut feeling it's going to be Saturday. But we interviewed our the Indianapolis Colts special teams coordinator last year, Bubba Patron or something like that. Interviewed him. Now we're going to interview is it Jacksonville's offensive coordinator?
Oh, really?
No, I can't remember.
Detroit?
Detroit's offensive coordinator.
Johnson, who's had a fabulous year, but the first year as a never been a head coach anywhere. His first year as offensive coordinator.
And then we're interviewing Detroit's defensive coordinator as well.
The defense was horrible. I'm all for the offensive coordinator coming over and maybe our offensive coordinator. I don't want him as our head coach.
Yeah. So I don't know. Some of the names they've thrown out there, I hope they get an interview with Harbaugh and Sean. Hopefully they get an interview there. I know there's been a lot of names. I've seen 7 or 8 different names with the Colts. I know they have interviewed, like I said, that Bubba Patron or whatever. And my thing is, I know this is going to sound. I think you messed yourself up because if you wanted to look at somebody on your staff as the next head coach this season, you should have made one of them the interim instead of going out and getting Saturday. Now, since you went and brought Saturday at the interim, it makes everybody think, it makes it look a little weird when now you're interviewing them guys for a head coaching position.
Yep.
If you thought Bubba could be a good head coach, why not put him in the interim position and see what he could do?
Yeah.
Or the same thing with, if you want to stay, Reggie Wayne or Gus Bradley, which I mean, you have guys on there that had some NFL experience, but now it kind of seems weird that you're going back and interviewing them guys. Well, if you think them guys are qualified to be a head coach, why didn't you see what they could do as an interim instead of bringing in Saturday? And I'm not that I was against Saturday. I thought he would do decent. I'm not saying they didn't do. I mean, not that he done terrible, but I didn't think he done great either. He and coming in where he came in, it's a tough situation as well. So it's just the collapses we had is what makes it look bad. Is because we'd be competitive and then all of a sudden we just collapse.
Just seeing a story here. You know me, I'm one of the biggest Tua fan, even though I think Tua played pretty good this year. I mean, really. And now he's got the injury problem, and hopefully he can come back from it. But now Brady joining Miami, or Miami moving on from Tua. Do you think that's fair? I mean, the dude had a pretty good season. I mean, first depends on if they think he's going to be healthy enough to ever play again. I mean, I'm worried. I mean, he missed the last 4 or 5 games of the season because of a concussion, and he missed other games concussion. He may not be all right.
He's had at least 2, at least 3 this year.
Yeah, and
maybe 4, and then I can't blame Miami for maybe looking into another quarterback because of just not knowing what kind of future you're going to have with Tua. I think they like Tua, and I think if Tua was healthy or stayed healthy, this wouldn't have been a conversation. When you start getting with concussions, I mean, we've seen players have to leave the game early. Hell, Steve Young.
Yeah,
Steve Young could have still played, but concussions was part of the reason that he left.
Yeah, I'm worried for Tua for this being this long. This one being long out. I'm worried.
This one, what, 2 weeks? He hasn't passed.
No, longer than that, Chris. It's been 3 or 4. He ain't played in about 4 weeks.
Against the Packers, that was his last game. That's probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think it's about 4 because they had played the other dude, and he got hurt and missed a couple weeks, and then the other guy played. I think it's been about 4 weeks now.
Yeah, because I know he played against the Packers. That's when the next day was when he went into concussion protocol.
Yeah,
they threw those interceptions in the second half and everything, and then the next day was in concussion protocol. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I've never been, you know me, I haven't been real like the biggest Tua fan, thinking that he was going to be great, but I also don't want to see nobody lose their job. Because you get concussions. I think he needs to learn how to fall a little better. You gotta protect yourself when you're getting hit. I mean,
okay, they played the Packers, and then after that they played the Patriots. Of course, I messed it up. What the heck did I do? What I'm doing? That's why I don't work a phone. They played the Patriots. Then they played the Dolphins.
So he's missed 2 games.
So he missed 2. This will be the third.
This will be the third game.
So it'll be 3 weeks. So 3 weeks not been able to come back.
Yeah. But I wonder if is that Miami being cautious because of everything that's happened? Is that them doctors being cautious, or is he really still having that much trouble? You know what I mean? But you never know. Concussions are weird. I mean, I've had one, and I remember how I felt when I had that, and it takes you a few weeks before you feel. And mine was just like a minor one. It was like a real bad one. But I remember, I was puking everywhere for a little bit, but it took me a week or 2 before I actually felt.
Well, it'd be one thing if they said he passed. It would be one thing if they said he passed protocols and they decide not to play him. He ain't passed the protocols.
Yeah.
So that's what concerns me.
Yeah, no, that's true. NBA tonight. We'll go ahead. We'll jump into the NBA. First game is the OKC Thunder at the 76ers. The 76ers are right line. The Thunder are plus 340 on the money line. Over unders at 233.
What did you say the point spread was on that?
9.5. The Thunder are 18-23 on the season, 3-2 over their last 5 games. The Sixers are 25-15, 4-1 over the last 5. They lead the season series 1-0 against the Thunder. Beat the Thunder on the road by like 11 points earlier in the season. I like the Sixers here, 9.5. I even have the 9.5. 9.5 is quite a few points in the NBA, and you know I usually don't like giving up that many, but I just think the Sixers are a lot better team than the Thunder right now. Plus, the Sixers are pretty healthy. They don't have hardly nobody sitting out tonight. Boston Celtics at the Brooklyn Nets is your next game. Two of the better teams in the East. Nets have a little bit of. It's going to be interesting to see what goes on with the Nets, but we'll get that in a second. The Celtics are 1.5-point favorites, minus 126 on the money line. At 225.5. Celtics are 30-12 on the season, 4-1 over the last 5 games. They do lead the season series against the Nets, 1-0. Nets are 27-13, 4-1 over the last 5. Have won like 12 of the last 14 games, but Kevin Durant's out for a month now. And he's been playing at an MVP level. So I do think that's going to affect the Nets quite a bit, missing basically your best player. Don't get me wrong, Irving's good, but I think Durant's the best player on that team. They do have they have a lot of talent on that team, but is Ben Simmons going to step up? And the media is going to start jumping on Ben Simmons now about his shooting because Durant's not there. So somebody let's step up and help Kyrie. The Celtics have been playing good basketball, as good as any team in the NBA. So I like the Celtics tonight at the minus 1.5. The reason I take the minus 1.5, you get better odds than you do at money line. Money line, you get minus 126. At the minus 1.5, you get minus 110 juice. So you're getting a little bit. Most NBA games, you don't see all. I mean, you see some, but it ain't like a lot of NBA games end by 1 point. Most of them are 2-3 points, or sometimes even more. But I do like the Celtics in that game, even though it's on the road. That Kevin Durant not playing to me is a big deal for the Nets. We'll see how they're going to be able to hold up. The Warriors were able to hold up pretty decent without Curry. They won at one point. They were like 6-2 without Curry. Then they lost like their last 3 or 4. Were like 6-4, 6-5 without Curry. But if you can go 500 or a little bit better without when you miss one of your best players like that, I think that's what the Nets need to do. They need to at least go 500 or hopefully better, but at least 500 until he gets back.
Especially because Curry did so much for that team.
And
and same way with
Durant. And the Nets are only like 2 games out of first in the East right now. So they're right there. So if they can just try to go like 500 a little better without Durant, they should have a
if they
chance.
if they can go 500, they won't lose too much ground.
Next game, Milwaukee Bucks at the Miami Heat. The Heat are 6-point favorites at home. $198 on the money line. Over-unders at 211. Damn, that's a low total. But the Bucks are 27-14, 4-1 over the last 5. Giannis is out tonight. Grayson Allen's out tonight. Middleton's out tonight. Ibaka's out tonight. Bucks are going to be missing a lot of players tonight. That's one reason why the Heat is 6-point favorites. The Heat are 22-20, 3-2 over the last 5. For the Heat, you'll have Kyle Lowry's out. But you still have everybody else playing. So you have Butler, Hero. They still got most of their team. I like the Heat at the -6 here just because the Bucks are missing so many players.
I didn't realize the Bucks had all those guys out. I was going to take the Bucks.
Well, if you just look at it and see that the Bucks are 6-point underdogs, you're thinking, oh, that's good value. I'll take the Bucks.
Well, I didn't even know the points. I know the Bucks had been 4-1, and I just thought they might be going to. And I didn't even know the point spread. I didn't think it was. I figured it was going to be a lot closer point spread than that.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be 6 points either way. I figured a couple points, 2-3 points either way.
And it probably would be if the Bucks was going to have everybody. Next game, the Hornets at the Raptors. The Raptors are 8-point favorites, -310 on the money line. The Hornets are +250 on the money line. Over unders 231.5. The Hornets are 11-31 on the season, 1-4 over the last 5 games. The Raptors are 18-23 on the season, 2-3 over the last 5. The Raptors lead the season series 1-0. The first game was at the Hornets, and they won by like 10 points. You have a 7.5-point spread for today. I like the Raptors to win tonight, but I don't know if I like the 7.5. The Mavericks against the Lakers tonight.
Lakers been playing pretty good lately.
Mavericks are 3.5-point favorites. -156 on the money line. Lakers are +132 on the money line. Over-unders at 236. The Mavericks are 23-19 on the season, 2-3 over the last 5. Lakers are 19-22 on the season, 4-1 over the last 5. Like you said, been playing better. Still have Davis out. LeBron is missed the other night, but from what I've seen, he's going to play tonight. So you'll have that matchup, Luka and LeBron. The Mavericks lead the season series 1-0. I think it's going to be a real good game, but I'm going to go with. I like the Mavericks at the -3.5. Then we have the Cleveland Cavaliers at the Portland Trailblazers. And this has actually changed a little bit. But the Cavs are 3-point favorites on the road, -156 on the money line. Portland is +132 on the money line. Over-unders at 220.5. Cavs are 26-16 on the season, 3-2 over their last 5. Lead the season series 1-0. Trailblazers are 19-21, 1-4 over their last 5. Cavs are a good team. Donovan Mitchell's been playing well. I like Cleveland here at the -3 on the road. That's all the NBA games for tonight. Picks I'm going to go with for tonight in the NBA. I like the Celtics at the -1.5. I'm going to go with the Heat at the -6. Cavaliers at the -3. Yeah, that's 3 games I'm going to go with tonight in the NBA.
My NBA parlay is going to be the Bucks at the Heat. I'm going to take the Heat -6. I've got the Thunder at 76ers. I'll take the 76ers and give up the 9.5. And then I got Charlotte at the Raptors, and I'll take the Raptors and give up 7.5. That's my parlay for the NBA.
Okay. You basically took the the 3 games I didn't take. Well, other than the Mavs and Lakers is one that you didn't take either, and I didn't take. But other than that, we took NCAA basketball tonight. I like. Let me get it pulled up over here. I like Gonzaga against BYU. Gonzaga's 14-3 on the season. BYU's 13-6 on the season. Gonzaga scores 85 points a game. They allow 73 points a game on average. BYU scores 74 points a game and allows 66 a game on average. Gonzaga's 5-0 over the last 5. You have BYU's 4-1 over the last 5. I like Gonzaga at the -6.5. Michigan and Iowa. That's another game I like. Iowa's a 5.5 point favorite against Michigan at home. -225 on the money line. Michigan's +184. Over-unders 167.5. I like Iowa at the -5.5. Then you have Utah and UCLA. Utah's a 12.5. Or excuse me, UCLA is a 12-point favorite. Utah is 12-5 on the season. They score 73 points a game, allows 61.5. UCLA is 14-2 on the season, scores 77 points and allows 60 points. So their average numbers are pretty close. But I like UCLA at the -12. And then one other game I'm taking is going to be Arizona against Oregon State. Arizona is a 15.5 point favorite. They score 86 points a game, allow 73. Oregon State scores 64 points a game and average allowing 66 points a game. That's going to be the games I like in college basketball for tonight.
My college basketball for tonight, I got PFW -15.5 at IUPUI. I've got Drexel -4.5 at Stony Brook. And I've got Queens College -10 at Central Arkansas. Okay. Then I've got an NHL parlay. I'll give you real quick. I'm taking the Toronto Maple Leafs moneyline win at the Detroit Red Wings. I got the Seattle Kraken at the Boston Bruins. I'll take the Bruins moneyline win. And I got the Vancouver Canucks at the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'll take the Tampa Bay Lightning moneyline win.
Okay.
And I had a question for you on baseball. Who do you think Trevor Bauer is going to end up with?
Oh, man.
And would you have a problem with the Reds going after him? I think they should.
No, I said that. Actually, I said it yesterday morning on the baseball show that I'd like to see. I'd be fine with the Reds going after him. I think they should. You're going to be able to get him a little bit cheaper now than before because of everything that's happened. But I wouldn't be mad if the Reds win. But if I'm a contender, if I'm the Yankees or if I'm the even like the Phillies, that's one of their things was pitching last year. If I'm a contender and think I'm a playoff team,
How about a team like the Cleveland Indians?
I was going to say Cleveland. Maybe go back to Cleveland. He pitched well in Cleveland. Hell, he pitched in the World Series with Cleveland.
What about Cleveland? What about another team that's close? You said the Phillies. Who was another team in the National League that was Padres?
Padres.
Because the reason money's not an issue, not this year.
Cardinals.
Because they're going to get them for next to nothing. I thought they said the league minimum like 700 and some thousand.
Cardinals, the Braves. I mean, I think
Giants.
I think they're big, and that's like people say, "Oh, you can't bring them in because of PR and this." Deshaun Jackson got a $230 million contract with all the bad publicity that was going on with him, with 66 women accusing him of stuff. Yes. So you're telling me that Trevor Bauer can't get back on a baseball team with one woman that's accused him of stuff, but he never got convicted of anything. It's been proved. It's been shown that it was consensual. Whether he went beyond what was consensual with everything that happened, that's a whole different thing. Yeah. But it wasn't like he just went. Just went and like raped somebody or something. I mean, he done some. Yeah, what he do? I condone what he did? No, but I do think he'll get back in the league.
We really don't know the whole story, Chris. I mean,
yeah,
and I'm not saying it was, but was this what, like everybody said, this woman, everything was consensual to start off with.
Yeah,
she realizes who he is. Maybe she's trying to take him for money. I mean, I'm not saying that's what happened, but you don't know.
No, you never know.
I'm not taking up for him, but we don't know. We don't know anything really. And all we know is that he was never charged. It was brought to the police and the courts, and he never was charged. And he paid. How many games he missed? I mean, he missed a bunch of games.
He missed almost 2 seasons.
Yeah, almost 2 seasons.
Because he got suspended for. I thought his suspension was way too long, in my opinion. But baseball does that.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they hammer. And they're consistent with that. So, I mean, I'm not going to.
I think Jerry Jones has lost his damn mind. It's in Dak's DNA not to turn the ball over. What the hell? I think it's opposite. It's in his DNA to turn the ball over the way it's looking.
Okay. I hope that DNA shows up.
I think Jerry Jones and Jay McClellan been hanging out together and smoking some good shit.
No doubt about it.
The way what Jay was saying earlier today.
Well, some of Jay's math didn't make no sense either.
Yeah, he said, what, 9? I was like, no, dude.
That's why I said that about math, and he got mad again. He went and got his cup. I said, well, at least I didn't get kicked off the network again.
Yeah, Jay's funny.
Yeah, he's great.
He sometimes he'll stand on the sword for the wrong thing. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes the stuff I think he's going to do that with, he don't. And then there's other stuff. Yeah.
Hey, people say Bauer, and I'll talk about this real quick before we move on. But Bauer, yeah, people say he's controversial. Thing is, people don't. It's just like in other sports. People don't say they want to hear the players to tell the truth and how they really feel and stuff. But when they do, then they're the bad guy. Kind of same way with Aaron Rodgers. But with Bauer, he was in Cincinnati, and when he was in Cincinnati that season, the clubhouse loved him. All you ever heard about was how much he helped the young pitchers.
Yep.
He would do interviews with the Reds, the commentary team that day, and all them. I mean, everybody talked highly of him. They hated to see him go.
Yep. So,
and I know in Cleveland, he threw the ball out from the mound out of center field at one time. Yeah. But see, to me, hey, that's hilarious. Plus, it draws people. People like that. People draw into some of that stuff. But I think Bauer will get somewhere. I really do. And I wouldn't have a problem if he came back to the Reds.
A lot of controversial players out there in all sports. I mean, Muhammad Ali was.
Well, look how many chances Antonio Brown got with all this stuff.
Chris, could you imagine? Could you imagine Muhammad Ali refused to go to the war back in 19 whatever it was? Yeah. Could you imagine if that happened now?
Oh man,
he would never fought again. If he would have said he wasn't going to go fight for the country.
Oh yeah,
he wouldn't. Look what they did to Colin Kaepernick for just not, saying what he said and not standing up for.
And the thing is, I don't know how many people realize this, and it don't just go for like your top athletes that that something happens and they don't get to perform no more. It happens in independent wrestling. It happens everywhere.
Chris, which has been more outrage? Well, the deal with Colin Kaepernick, people more outraged with it, or people more outraged with the I'm having a brain fart, the quarterback that was with the Texans and now with
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson. There was more outrage with Colin Kaepernick than there was with Deshaun Watson. That's how screwed up our society is. I mean, it is. I mean, I'm not even saying I agree with Kaepernick because I don't. I think he has a right to do, and there's consequences to the right, and he paid the consequences. Do I think the consequences are probably too stiff? Yeah, I do. But that's just my opinion. But I mean, he had that right to feel that way and speak that way and not stand up for the national anthem if he didn't want to. He's got that right. That's what all these people fought for. We have those rights, but there always are consequences to
yeah.
those.
But to your point, there should have been a whole lot more outrage about a guy that might have done something with 66 women.
Yeah. And then he gets a contract for
fully guaranteed
for $230 million or whatever. Yeah. And Kaepernick can't get a.
And don't get me wrong, some of Kaepernick not getting.
I don't think Kaepernick wanted to play again.
Well, that and plus some of him not getting back in the league was due to his play as well. People kind of forget that because of everything that happened, he did. Hey, and I agree. I think his punishment was too stiff. I think the backlash he got was way out of line. But some of him not playing was because of his performance on the field.
Some of it, but when you look at the quarterback, in the league, he's good enough to make a squad.
But the thing is, though, does he want to come in as a backup?
That's true. And I mean,
I think he wants to come in only as a starter, and I think that's some of his problem because a lot of people don't think he can be a starter right now.
Being out of the league so long, after a year, after 6 months out, just being out of the league, I think he could have been a starter. I mean, there wasn't that many quarterbacks. I mean, there was quarterbacks better than him, of course. But I mean, was he?
He was probably in the bottom half of the league. He might have been about. There was teams that he could help.
Oh yeah, and it's
Glenn said, and the Browns paid his court fees. I bet.
Probably.
Hey, Glenn. How's Halliburton? That was something I forgot to talk about in the afternoon show. Halliburton left the Madison Square Gardens last night on crutches. He left the game with a knee injury last night.
I didn't know that.
Pacers end up losing by like 6 or 7. He ended up leaving. He left the game with a knee injury, and then I had seen that Glenn had put a post out that he left Madison Square Garden last night on crutches. So hopefully he's not out for a long time because
I hope not.
Man, he's been playing at a real high level and fun to watch. Sore knee might be out this weekend, not as bad as it sounds.
Good,
okay, well, that's real good. Yeah, I meant to talk about that on the afternoon show. I actually wrote it down, but I wrote it down on the wrong page. But when I saw Glenn's name, hey, seeing your name, Glenn, made me think of the Pacers. I said, wait a minute. But yeah, I didn't know if you knew that, but yeah, he left the game last night, and the Pacers are still right there. So. But do you have anything else?
No, I think I'm good to go.
I'll go through my picks real quick before we get out of here for today. I like my best picks of the day: Celtics -1.5 against the Brooklyn Nets, the Heat -6 against the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks are missing a lot of players. Cleveland Cavaliers -3 against the Portland Trailblazers, and then Gonzaga. They're in college basketball, like Gonzaga -6.5 over BYU, UCLA -12 against Utah, and I'm going like Iowa -5.5 at home against Michigan, and then Arizona -15.5 against Oregon State. That's going to be
the Bucks at the Heat -6, Thunder at the 76ers -9.5, Charlotte at the Raptors. I'll take the Raptors -7.5. My NHL, I've got the Maple Leafs moneyline win at the Red Wings. I got the Seattle Kraken at the Boston Bruins. I'll take the Boston Bruins moneyline win. I got the Vancouver Canucks at the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'll take Tampa Bay Lightning moneyline win. And then my college basketball parlay, I got PFW -15.5 at IUPUI. I've got Drexel -4.5 at Stony Brook. And I got Queens College -10 at Central Arkansas.
Oh, yeah, Glenn, I know you have some knowledge because especially all the home games. I know you travel sometimes too, and Miles okay too, just random back spasms. Okay, yeah. Hopefully we can stay healthy because I want to see what this team could do staying healthy. We're in what six in the East right now, 6 or 7 in the East.
Yep.
And we're only like 5 or 6 games back from, or 6 or 7 games back from first.
Glenn, do you think they're going to work something out with Turner? I mean, I hope so.
Yeah, I think they'll end up getting Turner signed. If they do trade him, and if they trade him to the damn Lakers, him and Hill for fucking Westbrook, I'm gonna be upset because that don't help the Pacers at all. No. Hill's been playing good. Why the hell would you want to get rid of Hill?
I don't know.
He's shooting the three well. I wouldn't get rid of nobody right now. I would ride this season out, see how we finish.
I know
now if you could pick up somebody that's going to help you at the trade deadline, if you're still in it, you might make a move at the trade deadline, try to improve yourself.
I understand they don't want to. Is Turner gone after this year if he don't get signed?
I would have to. I'm not sure.
I think that's the issue.
Yeah, you don't want to lose him
if he tells you, "Hey, I'm not signing here,"
yeah,
then you're kind of forced. Your hands forced.
But I wouldn't trade Hill.
But I think there's better deals out there than
I wouldn't trade Hill. I wouldn't trade Hill and Miles Turner for Westbrook and 2027, 2028 draft picks. I wouldn't do that.
I want draft picks next year.
I don't want to see him get rid of Hill. I like Hill. Yep. We appreciate everybody joining us today. Don't forget, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room and at the All Sports All Plays Network. Like and follow us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room and at the All Sports All Plays Network. We both greatly appreciate it. We'll be back. Our day's Thursday, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll probably be on Unscripted tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. You can find that on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, all at the All Sports All Plays Network, and also on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Unscripted. Then we'll be back tomorrow around 3:30 with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. But yeah, what else we got? We really don't got nothing. I'm working on getting some more interviews scheduled, so I'll get back with you on that. I know Luke Savage interview that was supposed to be Tuesday. It has been rescheduled. It's going to be this Tuesday coming up at 6:30. So we just moved it back a week basically. But so
6:30
or at 6.
6. Okay.
At 6 o'clock, same time as it was going to be. We just moved it, but he got back with me yesterday and we got everything. And he said that worked for him, so we're all squared away on that. I'm looking forward to that. He's had some big matches here lately. I think it's gonna be cool to get to talk to him some about his experience of traveling out west to Colorado over last weekend and getting to wrestle. So I think that's going to be a great one. If you missed yesterday's interview with pro wrestler Zay Gates, go check it out. I thought it was a great conversation. Zay's a young guy, 19, 20 years old, that I think has a lot of potential to go some big places in the wrestling business. He just had a big match 2-3 weeks ago against ZDP, who was just on OVW. So I mean, he's starting to get some opportunities to show what he can do, and I thought he looked good in there.
He did great.
He didn't look out of place. He looked like he belonged, and that's what you want to see out of a young guy. I still can't believe that comment by Jerry Jones, but thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys tomorrow around 3:30 with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Hope everybody has a great Thursday. See you tomorrow.